Hello, this is my book report on The Life You've Always Wanted by John Ortberg. Um, what I got out of this book for the main thesis was this book was about transformation, transforming ourselves. One of the things he talks about in this book is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because of the word morphin. Morphin being that we change who we are to a supernatural existence, to make supernatural changes, to change the way we live our life. Some of the examples he uses is about how we join gyms, about how we go on diets, how we make New Year's resolutions. It's about changing who we are on the inside and on the outside. And so by being in the Bible, reading the Bible and stuff, that's where we get that from. Another thing he was talking about in there that really hit me hard was the story of Mabel. Mabel was a woman in a retirement home that they would send the new nurses and caretakers to, because of the fact that if they could stand her, they can stand anybody in the retirement home. This lady had been there for 25 years, blind, nearly deaf, alone, and bedridden. But when they were talking with her and asking her, what does she think about all day long when she's not talking to anybody? She said she thinks about Jesus and she's grateful for Jesus and everything that he's done in her life, and good or bad, she thanks him. And that really sat with me because of the fact that we in today's society thank Christ for everything good in our life, for when things are going good, but when things are going bad, we only pray to God to ask God to change it. We never say thank you for putting us through this, and for being there for us. So that was one of the stories that hit me. But one of the things that he was talking about was Popeye the Sailor Man saying that I am what I am. And he talked about God and Moses' conversation, and Moses kept questioning God and saying, I am what I am, and I'm slow to speech and tongue. And the line in the book that really hit me was, you are what you are, but that's not all that you are. You are what you are, but you are not yet what you will be. I think that's a very powerful thing that we need to go through in our life, and realize that we're not who we are yet. We may have our past, and our past shows us who we've been, but we can't see the future to see who we will be. So we are who we are right now, but we are able to go further, but we're not who we are meant to be yet. So that was a pretty big one. The main part of the book that I got out of this was about knowing the scripture is not getting 100% on a heavenly exam, but it's to help us become equipped for good works. By knowing the word, we're able to do that. He talked about how to prepare for good works and the 5 steps to practice on meditation of scripture. I wrote the 5 down because those really are things that I want to change and I want to live by. Number 1 was ask God to meet you in scripture. Pray to God before you read, and anticipate that he will be there with you as you read. Number 2 is read the Bible in a repentant spirit. Be ready to surrender all to Christ, and read for transformation, not for information. The Bible is informative, but it's about transforming us in our minds in our spirits. Number 3 is meditate on a fairly belief passage, or brief passage and narrative. The goal is not to get us to get through Scripture, but to get Scripture through us. Number 4 was to take one thought or verse with you throughout the day. Meditate is a slow process. Meditation is a very slow process. Take it with you day by day. And the verse he quoted was Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. And number 5 is allow this thought to become part of your memory. What matters is not how many words we memorize, but what happens to our minds when we immerse ourselves in Scripture. So what I liked about this book, and the one thing at the end of the book that really stood out was when he said, having faith does not mean never having doubts or questions. It does mean remaining obedient. And for everything that we go through in our life, for everyday actions and stuff, knowing that God is with us and that he's given us a book on how to do the things we do, we're going to have questions. But remaining obedient to him and to what his word says, that just means it all. So, thank you.